All right, we are back again. It's been a few days, just had some real life stuff to take care of. I do have a bunch of haul videos recorded, but I kind of want to post different videos, build videos in between. So today we're going to be rebuilding the armored assault tank from 2009 that I got in that haul video I posted the other day. This has 400 or so pieces, and we are going to disassemble as we go, just because I want to put things together piece by piece. This might already be along the way, and it's close enough that, or simple enough that I can be sure there are no missing pieces. So it's got that piece, and just go ahead with these. There we go. All right. Now with this one, really should have kept an eye on those pieces. It would have made things a lot easier as I was disassembling. I'm sure I'll learn my lesson eventually. We're looking for a gray hooked piece. I did put the Imperial Droid together the other day. I started recording it, but then battery died on the camera, and I was quite far along in the build by the time I realized that had happened, and I didn't want to go back. So I just completed building it. It was missing, I think, 2 very minor pieces, but I'm not too worried about that because I'm keeping it. So I'll pick those up eventually. I'm just not in a super big rush. It's a very cool set. I did like building it. And it is currently on my shelf. You know, I am currently looking for a bright blue piece, and you'd think it would stick out like a sore thumb, but I have come to discover it doesn't actually work like that all the time. It's not that. It's this color. It's also possible that it's built on something. That's why it's hard to find. It's kind of how this goes. You look for 20 minutes and then just when you're positive it's nowhere to be found, you're like, oh, there it is right there staring at me in a place that I've looked past 18 times already. And that's what's happening here. I've just sort of found that moving the big pieces out of the way sometimes helps with finding the small one. So here is the issue. It was already built and upside down. That's okay. We found it. That was the important piece. Alright, so this is a little vehicle for the clone, not the clone trooper, the robots that do not come with this, and that's okay. I actually have one of those minifigs, so I can sort that out. Potentially, I don't know. See what it would take to get the Yoda figure. Not sure how expensive that is. We need 2 3x2 of this color. Again, probably staring right at me. Or under something. It's always an option. Come on, where are you? Usually much later in the build that I find we're missing pieces. Not ready to give up yet. Is that it? Yeah, there's one. So that's going to tell me that the other one is under the other one. Yes. It's kind of what makes these challenging sometimes. Okay. Of course, the next step is this. Builds go pretty quickly and then grind to a halt when you can't find one piece, and then you find that piece and pick up speed again, rinse, repeat. These. There's the second one. Third one. Fourth one. These instructions are old enough that the new pieces are not highlighted with a red line around them, so it's a bit harder to parse. Still brittle. Sure, that'll change as we build more. Okay, that's not that piece. I did just have it in my hand. Nope. That is the piece I just picked up and said, no, that's not it. Oh, no, this is the right piece. I just mounted these slightly wrong. They're in one. There we go. And this side. There. All right. Done. Starting to come together here. At least the shape is starting to sort of present itself. There is another one of those somewhere. Here it is. Right. We are starting to take shape. Or at least the front section is. Back to hunting for that one piece. And I am not talking about the treasure. Here it is. It's hiding with this block over top of it. Okay, there's one more of those somewhere out here. Oh, this is probably it. Oh, and we need some of these and some of those. All right. Oop. Gonna leave this mostly intact because I'm pretty sure that's what's going to go on the end eventually. Okay. So next, I really should have got one of my separator tools before I started this, but learn our lesson for next time, hopefully. Probably not, though. Likely more to be a, well, you might remember, you might not remember type of situation. Okay. There it is. Okay. And we need more. Here, what we're going to do is that, because that's easier. Okay, so that goes there. This goes here. This goes here. Then we do the same for the other side. Just gotta find that other piece. Which I'm sure is staring at me. And I just don't see it. May have actually run into our first actually missing piece. Well, that's annoying, because that's kind of a structural piece to not have, but we'll have to source it, I suppose. Yeah. Well, I'll keep building and perhaps it will reveal itself at some point. Okay, I'm gonna get a brick separator tool. It'll just be very useful. All right, we are back. So much easier. Super handy to have this now. Getting quite far along on this build as well. The amount of pieces remaining are getting fewer and fewer. Alright, I got this thing built already. Except need the other piece that goes in here. Well, the good thing about this piece is when I do finally get it, it should be relatively easy to put in, I think. Famous last words, of course. Let's get to the end of the build before we confirm that to be the case. I'm not terribly worried or upset that there's a piece or two missing. That's not that big of a deal. I'm happy to replace those. Just want to, prioritizing building these sets because I want to make sure there aren't, significant pieces, and this is the third set that I've put together, and it's kind of the same situation for each of them. There's a piece or two missing that I can live with that, honestly. Not too worried. Noticing a couple of the pieces in this set do have some scratches, so I don't love that. Really, it's not bad. There's just one, I don't know if you can see it in here, there's like a pretty gnarly scratch on the back of that piece, so might replace that as well, depending on what it costs. Some of it is just like a little, oh, that is a wrong piece. Let's adjust that because that'll come back to bite us if we don't. Anyways, it looks like we only have to remove two pieces to slot that piece in there when I do get it, so kind of a best case scenario almost. All right, now we are putting these things on the bottom, which I believe, sort of double for like raising it off the ground and also holding pieces together, giving more stability. One more. Come on. There we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Is that it for that part? Okay. Now we're building something else. Probably the part that connects at the back, I would guess. Does not help that these instructions are super dark. Okay, I know exactly where that's going to connect to. Once we get this piece built. So it's going to go like this. Now we're going to put one of these there to hold it in place. And then we turn this over. Put one of these there. Did I miss a step here? Feel like I might have. Does not appear to be the case. I just need to. That doesn't want to go in. Did I put the wrong things in there? Okay, so. Do this for now. I don't actually think this is right, but perhaps we missed something at some point. So we're gonna take a chance here. Just guess that's what we need to do, and if not, you can always go back and adjust. Alright, now I need one more of those little chalice things, and I'm not seeing one, and there is not much left, so it's entirely possible that we don't have that piece either. It's okay. We'll either add it later or so I don't think there is another one of those blue things, so that must not be what's happening here. Okay. I'm going to move on and see what we have left at the end. Oh, okay. I'm a dummy. I'm very dumb. It doesn't connect to here, it connects down here. Okay. Yes, and then these go like this. Telling you, the instructions are not super clear. So far we are at 2 missing pieces. I can live with that. Okay, we've already got these built. How do they attach though? No, we need one more of these. On each side. Okay. This piece goes there. And then that on the front. Right. And now we are building yet another piece. Assuming this is going to go on the bottom, but we'll see. So far, it's seeming like 2 missing pieces. That's kind of been the case actually with pretty much all of the sets I've put together so far from this batch. So it's kind of odd that it's always been 2 pieces, but nope, did I speak too soon? Is there a 3rd piece missing? Very possibly. Alright, well, let's take this piece off because that will be easier to replace later. This will be a super easy piece to get, I would assume, based on how generic it is. So, as it seems, not 3 pieces, not 2 pieces, 3 pieces, unless that piece magically appears, but I am not expecting it to. Missed a step. These guys going in. And then these pieces. Okay. Four. This guy. Wait. Missed a step. It's 9. 10. Now 11. This is the piece that's going to connect, I'm pretty sure. At the bottom, but we'll see once it's done. 12, step 12 rather. Yep, putting those on. And that, and then this. Ooh, I thought this was going to go on the bottom, but it is actually going on top here, I guess, so that it can rotate. All right. Now we are building something else. Okay. Oh, no, I was about to say our fourth missing piece, but I spoke too soon. This guy, that, and that, and that. And one of these. And one of those. And putting that on here. Okay, that's the big cannon. And this thing slides in there. Making these things. So, oh, that's the wrong way. So, that goes in there. That goes in there. And, all right. Another missing piece, although that's probably really easy. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I feel like there was one more piece missing, which is fine. I got this, which is obviously from another set. I think these will all be relatively easy to get. Oh yes, it's this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4 pieces. All right, there we have it. The AT-AT, sorry, the Armored Assault Tank AAT 8018 assembled.